Welcome to the Instagram Stories for Monday, April 11th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. Normally on Monday, we talk about what the head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, shared on his Ask Me Anything. However, he did not do an Ask Me Anything this week. I assume that's because he's preparing for his TED Talk that's coming up. He's currently in Vancouver as part of that TED Talk. Although I do watch TED Talks occasionally and I do like them, I'm very disappointed in how the TED Talk people do not pay anyone to give these talks. I think they make money from the YouTube channel, right? And they're a huge brand. So why they don't bother to pay people is completely something I have not figured out yet. If people do work for you, pay them. That's all. Just pay them, especially if you're making money off their work. Doesn't that make sense? Anyway, I thought what we could do for fun today is to go back and listen to the older Ask Me Anythings from when I first started doing this segment on the show. I looked back through my records, and the oldest ones that I have from Adam Mosseri are from April 2020. So I thought, let's look at some of those questions and fast forward now with the lens of 2022 and see whether or not any of the features that he talked about back then came to fruition or whether or not they're still relevant in our 2022 world. Let's get into the questions. The first question. Does Instagram have any plans to officially, visibly memorialize people's accounts after they pass away? Here's his answer.
A form that you can use to let us know that someone has passed away when they have an Instagram account. Right now we're trying to audit all that flow and make sure it works really, really well. And look into whether or not there's more that we can do in the product. And so we don't know yet, but looking into it.
So I actually picked this one to talk about specifically because I thought I was going to be able to say, and here's something Instagram never bothered to do. Except I did a Google and turns out Instagram has had this feature for quite a while. If you go on the help.instagram.com, you have an option there to request to memorialize a deceased person's Instagram account. And you just enter in their information along with your information and proof of death, like an obituary or a news article, or upload a screenshot, and you can submit that. So Instagram did implement that one. Nice job, Instagram. The next question has to do with an idea for having a calendar for Instagram live sessions. Here's his answer.
Idea of a calendar of live sessions as well. The fastest thing that we could do was use the @Instagram account to just post about upcoming lives. So be sure to follow that and check it out. We're trying to collect as much as we can there and share it with everyone.
To my knowledge, Instagram has never implemented a calendar of upcoming lives. I think this is an interesting idea, especially if it's for a specific hashtag. If I want to know all the lives that are having to do with the hashtag New York City, and it's something that fits a category that I would be specifically interested in, that would make a lot of sense to me. And I'm surprised that Instagram hasn't done that. However, we do have the ability to add reminder to stories and feed posts, which you can use in advance of your going live. That does not satisfy the requirement of having a calendar, but just so you know, that feature exists, and I do think that one's pretty good. And the last one we're going to do today, what should be the optimum time duration of an IGTV? Remember, this was with the context of being in quarantine in April 2020. Here's his answer.
It's going to be different for everyone because everyone has their own audience and every audience is different. So try a couple different things out, see what resonates and what doesn't, and just learn and adapt.
Okay, that was 2 years ago. Now IGTV is no longer available. Instagram feed videos are still available and they can have a maximum length of 10 minutes, although some verified accounts have an extended length of 60 minutes. So that helps to give a little bit of context. Right now, obviously, Instagram is pushing Reels, and Instagram Reels are less than 60 seconds. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. Hopefully you enjoyed that little historical Ask Me Anything session. Be sure to come back tomorrow for more Instagram news, strategy, tips, and more.
I'm not yet a member of the Instagram team, but my podcast covers many Instagram themes. But the name, image, logos are trademarks of Instagram and the LCC in the USA and every territory. Everything I publish independently until Zuck returns my DMs and starts to pay my salary. Not sponsored or endorsed, no lies, no fallacies. I use their logo with permission, not malicious or callously. No trademark violation, filling all criteria. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter @Daniel Hill Media.